Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Head 2. I hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So we're going to go through a potpourri of Major League Baseball rumors in this video. So you better prepare yourself. Really a news item too at the end of this video. I had a little fun with it, to be honest with you. First up, the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Arizona Diamondbacks did not have a good year last year. They struggled to get to postseason after going to the World Series last year. They just got beat out by the Mets and the Braves. They're interested in bringing a player back. Let me read you from MLB Trade Rumors. Diamondbacks interested in re-signing Joc Pederson. Free agent Joc Pederson is one of the better left-handed bats available, and the Diamondbacks are interested in bringing him back, according to the Munchkin, Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic. Rosenthal also mentions the Rays and Rangers as possible landing spots, though those seem more speculative, so it's unclear to what degree those clubs are interested. Pederson, who's 33 in April, is a limited player, but does one thing very well. He doesn't run well nor provide much of anything defensively. He's also a liability when a left-hander is on the mound, but he does crush righties. Last winter, the Diamondbacks signed him to a one-year deal of a $12.5 million guarantee. He got into 132 games for the Snakes this year, but didn't take the field at all. On account of his poor defensive track record, he was used exclusively as a DH or pinch hitter. Of his 449 plate appearances on the year, only 42 were against southpaws. He actually produced a strong .219 batting average. But for his career, he has a .210 line. It's terrible. Overall, Pederson hit .275 in the year for a .151 WRC+, second of the past 3 years with very strong offensive production. He had .274 with the Giants. San Francisco gave him a $19.65 million qualifying offer on the heels of that showing, which he accepted. His batting line dropped to .235 in 2023, but the Snakes may have had a hunch that was bad luck. His batting average on balls in play went from .310 in 2022 to .268 in 2023. Despite his batted ball metrics staying strong, his BBAP corrected to .322 in 2024, and his overall offense climbed back up along with it. It's understandable that the Diamondbacks would want him back, as they saw firsthand what a huge impact he can make at the plate. GM Mike Hazen has said that he expects the 2025 payroll to be in the same range as 2024. Roster Resource currently projects the club for $149 million in spending next year, which is about $14 million shy of last year's opening day figure. Resigning Pederson would eat up most of that, but trading some of Jordan Montgomery's salary could perhaps create some extra wiggle room for further offseason moves. I expect Montgomery to get moved. I think we all know that. For the Rays, they usually aren't big players in the free agency, but it wouldn't be unprecedented to do something like this. Just 2 years ago, they gave Zach Eflin a $40 million contract. For the Rangers, as mentioned by the Munchkin, squaring up right-handed pitching was a struggle this year. They put up a collective. This is what the Rangers did. Wow. They put up a collective line of .238. Wow, against the ladies. And installing Pederson in their lineup would be the most straightforward way of improving that line in 2025. The club didn't have a strict DH in 2024, so fitting Pederson in shouldn't be too hard. 11 different players took at least 22 trips to the plate in that spot 24, with wide length for leading the pack of 105 plate appearances. Pederson's presence would make it more difficult to spread around the DH time to so many guys, but it could be viewed as worth it given how good he's been at the plate recently. Next up in this video is the Houston Astros. The Houston Astros have one really big free agent, that's Astros Bregman, but they've there's all these rumors about them having a fallback position. And again, from MLB Trade Rumors, Astros have shown interest in Jorge Polanco as fallback. It's not a great fallback. As fallback at third base. The Astros are focusing on re-signing Astros Bregman, but aren't putting all their eggs in that basket. They've been linked to Willie Adames, another likely 9-figure free agent. I've also checked in with a few contingency plans, including free agent Jorge Polanco, according to the Munchkin of The Athletic. Polanco's coming off a down year in Seattle and underwent knee surgery in October. Has typically been a middle infielder, first coming to the majors as a shortstop in Minnesota before moving over to second base due to defensive concerns. The 31-year-old does have a bit of experience at the hot corner, having logged a combined 180 innings there and 2 different seasons with the Twins. He played 103 innings at third as recently as 2023 in Minnesota. The 2024 season was a disaster for Polanco, who battled knee injuries for several seasons, saw those ongoing troubles culminate in off-season surgery. His long year in Seattle produced a .213 batting average in 118 games, a far cry from the combined .270 output Polanco posted in 6 years with the Twins. Polanco still cracked 16 home runs for the Mariners in 2024, but his strikeout rate spiked to a career worst. And he posted some of the worst defensive grades of his career. I would mention that if he's having a bad knee, if he's having a bad, issues with his knee, he probably have a tough time getting around. I don't know why the Astros want to go to this guy. I mean, let me be honest. Bregman never gets hurt. He's pretty durable. So why would you want to go with a lesser player at that position? I know it's money, but that said, it's a pretty thin market at the hot corner this offseason, at least in free agency. Bregman's the clear top option, though some teams might prefer Damas, who's reportedly willing to move off shortstop in the right setting. Virtually everyone beyond Bregman and Damas falls into the rebound candidate bracket, with Polanco joining names like Josh Rojas, Gio Urshela, Johan Moncada, Brandon Drury, and Luis Urias. Trade market includes Al Bohm and the pricier Nolan Arenado, to name a couple of the most prominent candidates. A couple of things. Alec Bohm's going to get traded. He's with the Phillies. He's probably a first baseman. So I don't know if they would want to put him at third. Now, he's not a good third baseman. Nolan Arenado is a different story. Do you want to spend that much money on a guy that's numbers are declining, but they do play in a smaller ballpark, so his home run totals will probably go back up to consider where he is right now in St. Louis. But there are options here. The free agent market is not that great, or they can go a rather younger route. There is Brett Beatty, who's kind of not have any place to play here with the Mets. That's a guy they could look to, but then again, he's unproven. Just to mention somebody outside of the box. And now the homeless report. We have actual teams, not one team, but we have 2 teams that are homeless. So ergo, folks, the homeless report. I don't have Clarence or Frogman Henry in this video, but just understand. Just understand. We have 2 teams, folks, that don't have a major league ballpark to play in. We have 2 teams that can be playing in minor league ballparks for quite a while. And first up is the Philadelphia, Kansas City, here we come, Oakland, Las Vegas, maybe, Athletics. Some MLB Trade Rumors. Latest on Athletics Las Vegas ballpark plans. The Las Vegas Stadium, and I would mention the other teams, the Rays, the Tampa Bay Rays, had that roof blown off during that crazy government souped-up hurricane. The Las Vegas Stadium Authority Board is set to meet on Thursday, and several important elements of the Athletics plans to build a new ballpark in Vegas for the 2028 season will be addressed at the sessions. Mick Ackers of the Las Vegas Review-Journal has the details of the ballpark-related matters on the agenda, including letters regarding the financing of the project. The 4 letters are from the A's themselves, owner John Fisher regarding his family's investment, U.S. Bank regarding the Fisher's family's finances and ability to meet their agreements, plus a letter from both U.S. Bank and Goldman Sachs in regard to the $300 million loan to the A's to help fund construction of the new stadium. Apparently they bought the Tropicana, which is a very historic place in Las Vegas, that they've taken that spot. Perhaps the biggest takeaway is that the price tag of the project is going up from $1.5 to $1.75 billion. The increase wasn't a surprise, and A's executive Sandy Dean says that extra money is due to the combination of adding a variety of features to the ballpark along with general increases in construction costs. The new feature includes upgrades to the suites and general admissions areas, an audio and visual system that can make the venue capable of hosting concerts, and a unique element seat cooling system. The costing breakdown will see up to $380 million covered by Clark County and the state of Nevada. $300 million covered by the U.S. Bank Goldman Sachs loan, and the rest we paid for by the Fisher family, which is $250 million, and the A's. The Fisher stake could be reduced if minority owners are found, as those new partners will take on part of the construction costs in exchange for a small share in the franchise. Akers notes that the A's will be responsible for any further increases in the project's budget. And Dean said that the Athletics outline still accounts for spending only $350 million of the $380 million committed by civic officials. 3 key agreements will be decided at Thursday's meeting, covering the matters of not just the ballpark's construction, but also such elements as the length of the lease, of the first lease, initially set for 30 years, and what would happen if the Athletics tried to leave town by those 30 years were up. You never know. I'll get into the A's history. These particular elements make this meeting the most important to date in the Athletics' quest to get the project officially on the way, Akers writes. All goes to plan. Construction will officially begin this spring, with an eye towards the ballpark being ready for opening day 2028. In the interim, the A's will be playing at Suter Health Park in West Sacramento for the 2025 to 2027 seasons. Holy shit. The history of the Athletics goes back to 1901. They were owned by Connie Mack. He was their manager as well. He managed them for 50 years. The history of the Athletics basically has been the same for over 120 years. Ownership, management build up these great teams. They trade everybody. They get rid of everybody. Guys become free agents. They build them back up. Trades them. Get rid of them because they're making too much money. They build them back up. Then they move. Okay, this is not a joke. This is what happened in Philadelphia. The Phillies were the second team. They were a bad franchise in comparison to the A's, but for some reason the A's decided to leave. Their finances were so bad there in Philadelphia that they left. But keep it where it is here, in that the Athletics have always had this weird history where they built great teams and they divest them. And they had some of the great teams prior to the Red Sox, prior to the Yankees. A lot of the great Yankee players in the 1920s played, a lot of those guys played from the A's. Early great teams, like 1910, 1911, the Connie Mack built. And then for like 30 years, they were terrible. Eventually, Connie Mack stepped down. Then I guess they sold the team, and then they moved to Kansas City, and they weren't there that long. Okay, then they went to, but the one thing that happened in Kansas City, a couple of things. They had great players. Some of the great players got traded to the Yankees. For instance, Roger Maris got traded to the Yankees. By the time they were ready to leave Kansas City, they were starting to build a farm system up that was going to be really great. Sal Bando, Reggie Jackson was the big one. And then they moved to Kansas City. Then they had all these great teams in the 70s. And then they divested the team. All the players left. Charlie Finney didn't want to spend the money. Sound familiar? You know? Then eventually he sold the team to this group. I don't remember the group prior to the one, the Fisher, I think. And they built the team up with Sandy Alderson, that Dave Stewart, Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco, Ricky Henderson. They won, and then they got rid of everybody. And there's been this cycle for 120 years with this team. But this is the homeless report. The A's have a very unique history. And they're not going to be in Las Vegas forever. I mean, they're going to have the same problems because, economies always change from city to city and place to place. Eventually, they're going to leave Las Vegas, probably 50 years from now. That seems the shelf life of the Oakland Athletics, or the Athletics now. We don't even know where they are. The Sacramento Athletics? Probably not. I think they just called the Athletics in a lot of places. Well, let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut on YouTube. And of course, follow me on X. Follow me on X at the Baseball Hut too. And of course, the Baseball Hut. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you later.